Why is understanding biblical hermeneutics important for Scripture? Imagine trying to solve a puzzle without knowing what the picture is supposed to look like. That's what interpreting the Bible can feel like without proper understanding. Hermeneutics is the study of how we interpret texts, especially ancient writings like the Bible. It gives us the tools to understand what the original authors meant and how those messages apply today. When we read the Bible, it's important to see it as a communication from God through human writers. Hermeneutics helps us respect the context in which the scriptures were written. For example, knowing the culture, language, and history of biblical times helps us avoid misreading verses. Without this, we might wrongly assume a meaning that wasn't intended. A key part of hermeneutics is understanding whether a passage should be taken literally or figuratively. Some verses speak plainly, while others use symbols or stories to convey deeper truths. Recognizing this prevents us from taking things out of context or creating false ideas. It also guides us in applying Scripture correctly to our lives today. Hermeneutics also encourages us to interpret Scripture based on its plain meaning, unless it clearly uses poetic language or symbolism. This approach helps keep our understanding grounded in what the text actually says, rather than what we want it to say. It protects us from twisting Scripture to fit personal opinions or popular trends. Another reason hermeneutics is vital is because the Bible was written over many centuries by different authors in different languages and cultures. Learning how to interpret these differences helps us see the consistent message of God's truth throughout the Bible. It connects the dots between the Old and New Testaments and shows us how the message of salvation unfolds. When we understand hermeneutics, we gain confidence in studying the Bible on our own. We can identify the main message of a passage and see how it relates to our lives without relying solely on others' opinions. This independence helps us grow in faith and develop a personal relationship with God. Practically, knowing hermeneutics helps us avoid false teachings that can come from misinterpreting Scripture. It guides us in recognizing when a verse is meant to be taken literally or figuratively. It also helps us connect biblical principles to modern situations, making the Bible relevant and practical. In the end, understanding biblical hermeneutics is about respecting the divine message and ensuring we interpret it correctly. It equips us to study Scripture with clarity, apply its truths faithfully, and live in harmony with God's revealed word. This is why hermeneutics is essential for anyone who truly wants to understand the Bible on a deeper level.